This episode of Exploring Doom SnapMap is unlike any other I've done. Yes, it is another campaign-styled map, and of course, it has the usual good-looking custom geometry areas that people like to see. But you know why this map is so different from the other maps I've talked about? It was abandoned by the original author. The map was called Lyleguard Ruins, made by Rezer, and I found this map while searching within the Doom SnapMaps browser, and I was curious about this particular map. What I saw was an awesome hellish cave-themed area that looked like it could have been a great map, but it was obviously left to die. I was wondering if anybody had ever took advantage of the custom geometry and tried to create a restoration project out of it, and I found none. Lyleguard Ruins had so much potential, and as someone like me who was extremely passionate towards Doom 2016, I knew I had to give it a second chance. This is the story of Lyleguard Ruins, a map that was left to be forgotten just to come back from the dead and being embraced by taking advantage of the community-made content throughout the years. That's right, you heard me. This map is no longer a vanilla-style Doom SnapMap. I wanted to make it come back with a vengeance, and I knew I had to embrace it with modded content that was provided by the community. I have talked briefly about modded content on my series, but just to explain more of it, the Doom SnapMap community has provided players many unofficial assets like props and new textures for us mappers to use. Now, there are some downsides to this stuff which I'll eventually talk about later on, but I've never made many levels that took advantage of the community-made assets, and this was the perfect opportunity for it. Lyleguard Ruins already had its network turned off, so I knew I had to explore the mini content from the community and brainstorm them to their fullest potential. During my playthrough of Lyleguard Ruins, I knew this map's creative direction felt right within my direction. It was definitely more of a classic styled map, judging from its non-linear map layout, and it had a certain mechanic that used kinetic switches, which I knew would be wonderful for making puzzle sections. While extending on the original map, I wanted to give the player more of the original area. More content, more exploration, and of course more suspense for the player to experience. Lyleguard Ruins Reborn, which is the updated version, is going to have players experiencing a map that's fully embraced by custom geometry areas. But there's other stuff that makes the map intriguing to play, like the atmosphere, the balance between action and puzzle solving, and it just feels like a real level compared to the original map. Admittedly, when I was working on the final arena, I felt like more could be added, and I was running low on ideas. I've made so many levels throughout my life, and it can be tricky to come up with engaging ideas. Lyleguard Ruins Reborn was starting to become something alive, if you would say, and I knew I needed additional assistance. I was wondering if I could get Shadesmaster, who is another renowned Doom 2016 mapper, and he was the perfect choice for this project. I played a decent amount of his levels, and his creative direction would fit well for a level like Lyleguard. On top of that, Shadesmaster is also experienced in making levels in other games like Quake or Classic Doom. Fortunately enough, he was able to help, but he also told me he had a lot of other projects he was juggling too. As you can see, this is some of Shadesmaster's content, which is a lot more outdoor driven, just to change up the pace, because players will generally be in interior locations for a good part of the map. Shadesmaster would be responsible for the last few sections of the level, and there will be many cool custom content to be seen. When I gave Shadesmaster the map for him to play through, we bumped into a technical issue. One of the custom textures I was using was not displaying properly on the screen, and it's the one you're currently watching. I had to redo sections that used this texture, and it was not fun. But I do want to give a warning for players that's going to play this level. The custom textures, they are kind of buggy. They can appear very differently on various platforms. For example, I was using like a hellish texture on Xbox, but then I saw Shadesmaster's video, and it turned out to be a UAC themed texture. So some of these textures, they can act really funky on various platforms, but from what I've seen, I would say the Xbox users are going to have the best playthrough experience, because even though Shadesmaster's final arena, it does have some funkiness to the textures, but it's not as funky compared to the PC version and possibly the PlayStation version. Unfortunately, this is something that's out of our control, but That's just the downside of using custom textures in a nutshell. So this map can be very awkward to play, but like I said, the Xbox version, it's going to play very good. I promise you. As this video is heading towards the end, I do want to say that it is certainly nice to see a map like Lyogard has reached its fullest potential, but I have no idea if Rezer is still playing this game. So what that means is he probably won't ever experience this map to its completion. But I do want to give him a shout out for making a great looking room to motivate me to make a project like this. So Lyogard Ruins can actually be playable for Doom 2016 fans. That's pretty much all I have to say for this video, and if the map looks cool, the ID will be at the end of this video for those that want to check it out. I will upload the map ID where I used the custom content and the original map too in the description box if you want to check them out. Thank you for watching, everyone, and stay tuned for more SnapMap content like this in the future.